If I may ask everyone to please remain standing and join me in a pledge to our American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to City Hall Auditorium. I can tell you this is probably one of the biggest crowds we've ever had in a very, very long time. This is your auditorium. Please be proud of it. I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today to honor our new police chief. And it will be the first time in a very long time that we're going to swear in a police chief in this right here auditorium, the space that dates back to 1870. The process has been rigorous for the candidates and the community alike as we work to ensure that the person who would be named chief today would be exactly who our city needs to protect and serve all of us via their strong leadership, integrity, and commitment to safety. My role as mayor has offered many hats to wear. Oh, please feel free to make yourself comfortable. My hat as mayor has offered me many different situations. Being on this interview panel for our two finalists was challenging in a way that was completely different than any of the other experiences and duties that I face here in the city of Chicopee. Both of our candidates are intelligent, they're hardworking, loyal captains of the Chicopee Police Department, and it fills me with great pride to know that our police department has produced both of these gentlemen for a competitive selection process. I cannot thank both of you enough for embarking on this journey to serve the city of Chicopee. That said, I'm happy to announce today that through efforts of a very diverse panel of skilled professionals, a structured interview process, and our candidate selection team in compliance with civil service, along with qualifications and demonstrated knowledge of this individual, I have selected the next chief for the city of Chicopee. Before we make that announcement, I'd like to recognize some of our distinguished guests today. Joining us, Major General Gary Keefe is here today. Thank you, Major General, for being here. And I will miss some, so I apologize. I do know that Jeff Farnsworth, the executive from the Executive Office of Public Safety, is here. Jeff, thank you for joining us as well. City Council President Frank LaFlamme is here. Thank you, Frank. And as you can see, many of the city councilors are here. I'll quickly go through and we can applause at the end. We have City Councilor Jerry Roy, Bob Zagorowski, City Councilor William Corshane, and two members of our school committee as well. We have Samuel Shumsky, and we also have, Grace Schofield. Thank you, Grace. Grace is the new members of our city school committee. And the other leader on the other side of the building in our public safety complex, Chief Daniel Stamborski, is here as well. Thank you, Chief, for being here. Our City Treasurer, Marie LaFlamme, is here. Thank you, City Treasurer, for being here. And three of our elected officials are here. We have Victor Anop, our City Assessor, Laura McCarthy, City Assessor, and Brian Sushi. I believe Brian is here as well. And Stanley Iwanicki is here as well. Thank you for joining us. As you may know, in 2021, the former police chief, William Jebb, elevated the PD to what we consider an example of Western Mass. We are thankful to Chief Jebb for his service to the city of Chicopee. Thank you, Chief. Since the beginning of this search, it's been my intention to have and hold a clear process to ensure that the most prepared, knowledgeable, and qualified leader is selected. Notably, the Chief of Police is one of the most important positions anywhere, even more so here in the city of Chicopee. The required and organized approach that we have taken uses scientific development, and thanks to our Human Resource Director, Paul Winspear, collectively with the selection panel consisting of our Sheriff, Nick Kochi, who's here. Sheriff, thank you. My Chief of Staff, Mike Pease. Thank you, Mike. The Acting Superintendent of our school district, Alvin Morton. The HR Director, Paul Winspear. Thank you, Paul. And also our former City HR Director, Richard Merchant. Thank you. The city, I believe, for the first time used a structured three-phased weighting process, of which Director Winspear will outline for you right now. Paul Winspear.
Good morning, everyone. I myself would like to welcome everyone to this beautiful auditorium on a day of honor, tribute, and celebration. And that is what this is. The city is evolving, and the process to select the next chief is one that is objective, scientific, and strategic. The structural three-part weighted system was designed to eliminate subjectivity from the selection process, while evaluating the operational and strategic elements of this position. It took into account the candidate's earned civil service ranking, an in-depth case study assignment, and final panel interview collectively. Each of the three elements that are weighed were done so in a fashion that incorporated them all individually and collectively, whereby the civil service rank and order of finalists accounted for 30% of the final score. The case study submission accounted for another additional 30%. And the in-person panel interview accounted for the remaining 40% of the final score. The panel took into account the competencies assessed, the case issues addressed, and collection of information evaluated to provide a fair and objective process to ensure the most prepared candidate was identified. Notably, in fall of 2021, we began our efforts with the utilization of a Civil Service Compliant Assessment Center through the services of Public Safety Consultants, PSC of Pocasset, Massachusetts. During this process, Karen Hansman and Counselor Del Marina Lopez assisted in the assessment process. And I will say, and we say, we are thankful for their time and assistance in this process. 4 candidates were originally slated to undergo the process. 3 participated in the assessment, which included elements of public input, scenario and situational-based exercises, and an initial evaluation of candidate experience, qualifications, and other components that were subsequently ranked by the state's Civil Service Division based upon its measurable factors. Thereafter, the candidates were ranked. Subsequent to the Civil Service rank and assessment process, candidates were assigned to undergo a scenario-based case study designed to address significant internal and external issues in this community and those relevant to modern law enforcement. The candidates were allowed time and ability to submit responses that were assessed by the selection panel, evaluating a number of core competencies with the utilization of a 5-point scoring rubric. Following the sequence of having 2 finalists, on April 8th, interviews were held in which the final candidates for chief were able to introduce themselves and respond to several questions by the selection committee. The interview was conducted utilizing a weighted grading interview technique, with the candidates being evaluated in 5 different competency areas: criminal justice, science and legal application, department management and leadership, operational compliance and strategic capital management, a self-assessment and candidate preparedness through the miscellaneous category, and public relations and community policing. Following the forum, the interview panel deliberated and calculated the scores accordingly. After considering the interviews and candidate information, the case study evaluations, and civil service standing, the panel made its recommendation to the mayor for appointment.
Before we announce who the next chief of the City of Chicopee Police Department is going to be, I'd like to invite up to the podium Sheriff Nick Kochi to talk about the experience of being on the board. Sheriff.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm really grateful that I was included in the process, but I want to say that what I got from the process was something I'll take back to the Hamden County Sheriff's Office. I want to commend Paul and the HR department for putting together what I would say, using it in your terms in law enforcement, a bulletproof process. This was something that when we sat down and we went through the case studies and then we went through the interviews, both of the candidates did a tremendous job, and I did not envy Mayor Vieau one bit. Very difficult decision. We're very proud of the person that the mayor selected. He's going to do a tremendous job. But I just wanted to say, on behalf of an outside agency coming in, and from an agency that does a lot of interviews, in high-level interviews for positions of superintendent and administrative positions, we are going to look to adopt your process because it was a very fair and equitable process. So, Mr. Mayor, I commend you, the City of Chicopee. I also want to just congratulate your appointment when you make your announcement. And I want to say to the men and women in blue, you have a tremendous agency. I have the utmost respect for CPD. And I could look forward to continuing to work alongside you, but more importantly, supporting you in any way possible. You guys do a great job. Your city's popping. It's coming summer months, summer weather, and we're going to be busy. You're going to be busy. And I hear from all around the county the great work that each and every one of you do, whether it's through an investigation, whether it's through a community engagement, and it makes me very proud. So I salute each and every one of you for the great work that you do. Continue to do the great job. And I'll end with this. All we hear about is police reform. We're going to change that terminology here. We're going to call it police evolution. Because no matter what happens in life, as we grow and time goes on, you must evolve with the times. But reform makes it sound like we did things wrong. We didn't, and you didn't do anything wrong. We're just going to reform. We're going to change it to evolve to the things that have to happen with the issues that are coming to play in this day and age, whether it be substance abuse, mental health issues, all the things, the clinical assessments that need to be done. That's evolution. We weren't wrong before. We're just going to be better today and tomorrow. Congratulations, good luck, and keep up the great work.
The City of Chicopee's Police Department has been on the forefront of that evolution process, so I want to thank you for continuing to do what you do. And as many may have stigmatisms for their police departments, I can rest assured the City of Chicopee loves their PD. That's something I know. I'd like to thank the selection panel, Sheriff Kochi, Mike Pease, Alvin Morton, Paul Winspear, and also Rich Merchant for their efforts and collaboration through the process. I would like to express my gratitude to Director Winspear and the Human Resource Department for their efforts and the scientific development of this process to ensure that the best candidate was chosen. I'd be remiss if I didn't take a moment to recognize and thank my law department. Thank you to City Solicitor Marshall Moriarty, and thank you to Assistant City Solicitor Jack St. Clair for your guidance. You've been a tremendous help to our city, and you certainly are essential to the everyday workings of our government. I'd also like to sincerely thank the candidates. Not only did these two possess exceptional qualifications, they also demonstrated extraordinary teamwork and dedication in leading the City of Chicopee's Police Department following the retirement of Chief Jeb and Deputy Chief Dakin in 2021. That said, I'm happy to announce that as the appointing authority and mayor of the City of Chicopee, I have selected Captain Patrick James Major as the next police chief here in the City of Chicopee. Congratulations, Captain. I know you're all anxious to hear Pat's speech, but before we do that and before we swear him in, Pat, I just have a couple of words I'd like to share. Pat Major is a long-standing resident of the City of Chicopee. He's been a member of the Chicopee Police Department in different capacities since 1992. Over the years, he has worked his way up through the ranks from special police work to sergeant, lieutenant, captain, and has served as a senior officer and captain of the Detective Bureau. He has also served in the U.S. military. He has a degree in criminal justice from Quincy College, and he has undergone a plethora of specialized trainings throughout his approximately 30 years in law enforcement. I am confident with the leadership skills, knowledge, and experience of both Deputy Chief Garin and now Chief Major that these two will work together to be a unified example to our police department, our community, and to all of Western Mass. Congratulations, Chief Major, and you now have the podium to share a few words.
Thank you, everyone. This is, first and foremost, I thank you all for being here today. Truly honored and humbled to have you all here in attendance. This newly completed City Hall auditorium is beautiful, and I appreciate the event being held here. Chicopee employees, city department heads, school committee members, city council members, and Honorable Mayor Vieau, thank you for being here to support me and the Chicopee Police Department. Thank you for being, Mayor Vieau, knowing that public safety is a primary focus of your administration, I sincerely appreciate your confidence and faith in me to hold the position of Chief of Police. I promise I will serve with honor and dedication. To my family and friends, I certainly would not be here without the support of all of you. You have always stood by me. I'm forever grateful. My wonderful wife, Tracy, ever patient. Look at me. I may be the chief of police, but I'll always be your Patty. Thank you for your true devotion to me and for being my everything. Most importantly, to the citizens of our fine city, my loyalty is to you. I truly look forward to providing a professional, respectful, and dedicated police department to serve your needs for public safety, as well as proving to you that we as police officers are a part of this community. To the inspiring chiefs, deputy chiefs that have had the privilege of holding office before me, I am eternally grateful. The Chicopee Police Department is truly one of the finest in the state. Your combined efforts are providing me sound footing to start my journey. Finally, to the officers of the Chicopee Police Department, thank you all. Over the years, we have shared great success, tremendous loss, some laughs, and some tears. My expectations of you all all are high, as I'm sure yours are for me. I will always be your strongest advocate, and I promise you fairness and respect. We have accomplished much together, but we're not finished. I ask of you, put your best efforts in every day. Bring respect back to the badge, and please go home safe every day. Thank you.
Now, I'll ask our city clerk, Keith Rattel, to officially go through the swearing-in process.
We're gonna go out in the middle. You guys wanna come?
Make
We do have some late refreshments if everyone could stay.